How's it going, Aster community? Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Let's take a look at what's happening with Aster and, of course, what we could be expecting as we are going further into the weekend. So, looking across the board, as far as the 24-hour time frame is concerned, you can see, we did see some bounce across the board, which I'm sure no one's really complaining about. But again, it is something we need, especially after seeing so much retracement across the board. Again, Bitcoin is not having a great day, to be honest. Bitcoin still not where we need to be. Bitcoin still showing a lot of weakness, but due to the dominance starting to show weakness over the last few hours is the major catalyst behind some coins feeling love, as you can see across the board. But Aster up 2.4% on the daily time frame. Look at it on a look at it on a weekly time frame, up 11%. Aster is showing some strength right now, and I'm going to show that to you guys when we go into the charts. But before we do that, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. Priced $1.17, up 3.6% on the Bitcoin side of things. Market cap approaching 2.36 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $427 million. But take a look at this, guys. Aster buybacks just keep on going. In just 3 weeks, Aster has bought 46 million Aster, or 2.3% of circulation supply. I think we're seeing the next BNB in real time, according to obviously this user on X. Obviously, BNB is a huge chain. On top of that, it is a massive exchange. Obviously, making the comparison, I think that is quite a big comparison to be making. But due to the backing of CZ, that is the reason why there is a lot of interest in this specific exchange. On top of that, as we know, decentralized exchanges are looked at quite a bit now. So Aster is one of the ones that a lot of people are talking about. What's very impressive is the way Aster has held. I'm going to show you guys that on the chart, because if you're looking at the dominance, obviously dominance pulling down right now, as you can see for yourself. But in the grand scheme of things, we're still sitting at about 59.37%. But even when the dominance was sitting at 60.25%, Aster was holding much better than the entire broader market. Look at Bitcoin. Let me show you guys Bitcoin's price right now. Bitcoin is currently sitting at 95,900. We have seen a little bit of a bounce after retesting the $94,000 price point yesterday. I'm sorry, the day before yesterday. But again, even though we have seen this bounce, nothing to be jumping around because Bitcoin, in my opinion, is still showing a lot of weakness. And you can see, we're kind of noticing a little bit of a trend playing out, this downward trajectory for BTC. So I still do believe, Bitcoin will, most likely drop below the 0.50, because based off of where we're currently sitting, obviously there's a lot of liquidity at 92,000. You would expect that to see a little bit of a bounce. But even if the price of Bitcoin is able to get back above 100K, I'm still not buying it unless, of course, we get back into the confirmation. So Bitcoin's still showing weakness. Altcoin market, as we know, you could pretty much see for yourself on a monthly time frame. On a weekly time frame, we're still seeing substantial pullbacks across the board for the broader market, except a few handful coins. But Aster is showing a significant amount of strength right now against the broader market, and that is very impressive. Is it due to the buybacks? Is it due to people that are just bullish on Aster? Yes, tokenomics don't look the best. There's no denying that, because there's a total supply of 8 billion, but current circulation is at about 2 billion. But again, with the way things are holding, with the demand that it has, maybe even if the unlocks were to happen, as of now, it seems like, it is not really impacting, because the demand is outweighing the unlocks. But that is definitely, for some people, that's not something that they like, tokenomics about future unlocks, because of course they have, the airdrop session, people that obviously use Aster Exchange, they get an airdrop, and that means over time that is going to happen, but it doesn't mean all of it's going to be unlocked in a day. It's going to gradually. But again, that is one thing that people are kind of not too excited about. But overall, with the way Aster has held, and the strength that it has shown around this time is beyond impressive, in my opinion. But let's take a closer look at it and see what we're looking at as far as its price is concerned. So at this point, you guys should be well aware of the big move that Aster has had. But let's take a closer look. I want to go on the hourly time frame for you guys for Aster and show you guys what's really going on here. So let me bring out the chart. What chart were we using? There we are. So see for yourself. Obviously, we came down to 83 cents. I want you guys to, look at it from the 83 cents price point. Aster is up 44%. Anyone that was able to accumulate Aster around that key range, which was on November 4th, is up 44% right now. But you could see for yourself this line that I have drawn for you guys back here, when we were doing analysis, and you can see for yourself that exact same level has kind of played out as a resistance for us. So let me just draw like a little bit of a trend line here for you guys to give you guys a little bit of a better understanding as what I'm really talking about. So see for yourself. I literally like I said, draw that line for you guys when we were talking about Aster around that price point, but you could see for yourself how many different times we've seen a rejection at that exact key range. You can't make this up, guys. We actually wicked above here just a few days back, but both different times it was a rejection. We came back down, obviously, due to the entire market. As we know, the entire market saw a pullback, which took us down to 82 cents, which seems to be the low for the month for Aster. But right now, again, it's retesting this key resistance several different times. But maybe this time around, if it is able to break out, Aster could start pushing up to the $1.30 and start pushing up to the major key resistance, of course, around the $1.50, which we have not retested, of course, since October 14th, so about like a month back. But Aster is showing strength because, like I said, the entire market right now, majority of the coins are down substantially. There has been a lot of weakness for a lot of altcoins based off of the Bitcoin move, but Aster has held its ground really nicely, and I'm sure no one's really complaining right now. If you're looking at your portfolio and you're looking at the way Aster is holding, it's actually one of the very few coins that's actually making its way towards the upside rather than consolidate and make its way towards the downside. So that really shows you the strength that it has. But again, you can see for yourself on the hourly time frame, this is a very important key resistance to be looking out for at $1.22. If this resistance is actually able to break out, so not just break out meaning like we break above here and come back down, that's a clear rejection. We want to break above here and actually turn this level into support. If it's able to do that, I do personally think we could start pushing up to $1.30 and onwards to the $1.50, and things could start looking very exciting for Aster. So I'm very impressed with the way things are looking right now. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys personally think. What are your overall projections on Aster? Yeah, thank you so much for your support. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. See you later, in Crypto ZX, and peace.